Hey, good people. Welcome to BC Encore, where we love all things hip hop. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm your host, Sherise Wenzel, and we have a great show for you, including a very candid, open interview with music producer Keith Horn and BC Encore's question of the day. But first, let's check out the Billboard Top 10 hip hop songs in the country. Some great taste in music the students of Bloomfield have. Can't wait to hear what next week's question is. Right now, we have to go to a commercial break, but next up, the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of the music industry, as told by music producer Keith Horn.
Hold up, let's do it the right way.
His producing name is Super Ugly. Now, if you ever saw this man, you'd say, okay, where did that even come from? Because he's far from ugly. Where did Super Ugly come from?
Well, the name Super Ugly, it was probably about maybe like 14 years ago. There was a movie out called The Wash. Dr. Dre did the soundtrack, and there was an artist that he did a song for by the name of Nocturnal. The song was called Bad Intentions. And at the very beginning of it, Nocturnal said, Super Ugly. And I made this face. And that just made, and I was like, you know what? I like that. Super Ugly best describes the face you make when you hear my music. Or the face that I want people to make. I want people to just make a frown face, like, you know, what the hell is that even did or whatever. So I took that, and ever since 2001, that's the name I've been going under.
What have you experienced? What were your experiences with different artists in the industry?
A lot of people are absolutely not the exact same people that you see on a day-to-day basis. To give you an example, I produced half of the rap group Onyx's album, their third album, which is called Shut 'Em Down. I did 11 songs on them, but only 5 of them made the album. But I spent about a year working with these guys. I mean, in the media, the public eye, they appear to be, such deranged, thugs, or, that's the image that they portray, very chaotic. But on a private perspective, they're not that. I'm not trying to take nobody's manhood, but none of them are tough, for lack of a better word. And another person that's very, very dear to my heart, somebody I produced a song for, Angie Stone. She and I are like siblings. And, the media portrays her to, it's very horrid how the public eye has her to be viewed. One time they had her when she was on Celebrity Fit Club, they had her as this fat, lazy person. And then recently in the news, in the media, they had her somebody that just goes around fighting her daughter. Like her and her daughter have a horrible relationship. That is absolutely not the case. Angie is one of the most giving and artistic people that you'll ever come across.
Can you name a downside that this industry has showed you, an ugly side?
The industry, in and of itself, will prostitute. When you are what's happening, when you are part of what's happening, or something where people feel like they can absolutely benefit from you, or they can use you as a stepping stone, or they get where they need to be, they will gravitate towards you. But when you need help, there is very seldom anyone there. It was easy for me to step out of the industry in 2006. That was actually the year that I lost my late wife in a fatal car crash 2 days before her 30th birthday. And so I was really uninspired to create. So I stepped out of the music industry in its entirety for like about 8 years. And I didn't miss it. So I had to leave it. But I didn't miss the industry. I absolutely missed creating. So I had to leave the music industry to kind of get my bearings, to understand, my purpose.
After you had experienced such a loss with the loss of your wife, you have children to raise. What put that fire in you to say, you know what, I got to go back to this?
It was a thing to where I was very depressed, and I was kind of sad, and I just felt like there was a part of me that was just missing. And I had been away from music so long that I wasn't really thinking. And my cousin Ski Beats, well, he and I were talking on the telephone, and he was just telling me, he's like, man, K-Love, you have to get back and do music. He said, you have to do something. He said, even if you don't do it from the perspective of making money, you have to create. It's innate. It's embedded in us. We've been doing this for way too many years. As I sat there and listened to him, and I sat on my bed, and while he was talking, I started crying. He didn't know I was crying, and to this day, we had this conversation, but he didn't understand that I was crying. But the things that he was saying were cutting very, very deep into, because there would be times he would invite me to come, hang out with him and probably work on some music, and I would always stand above him. We had that conversation probably 2013. That was like my gateway to come back into music. But I had embedded in my mind that, I'm doing this strictly for the purposes of creating the music that I like. I will never make another beat for another person in my life, meaning I will not create something based around someone else's standards. I only make music that I like. If you like what I like, if you like what I create, that's fine. I'm flattered, but by no means am I subjected to the scrutiny of public opinion. So if somebody says, Keith, I don't like your music, it doesn't bother me.
So where can we hear new stuff by Super Ugly? Are there any, websites we can go to just to hear any tracks or anything like that?
Well, one website is my SoundCloud, and it's the SoundCloud, the HTTP, semicolon, / SoundCloud, and / super -ugly. That's one place you can hear them. I just recently did a song for Fat Joe, Lord Finesse, and Diamond D for the DITV Studios album called Rock Shit. I don't know if I could curse on this, but that's the name of the song. It's called Rock Shit. You can hear that on SoundCloud, or they're playing it on Sirius XM. I'm actually currently in the studio working with Pharaoh Monch, a rapper by the name of Pharaoh Monch. Also, an Ohio rapper by the name of Black. Shabam Sadiq, I'm working with him. You can also check my my Instagram. I post a lot of video clips of myself working on Instagram. I am Super Ugly at Instagram, as well as Twitter. But I do have I have a couple of projects forthcoming in the work that I'm working. A lot of them haven't been released. I won't talk about them. I want to make sure they actually are solidified before I speak on.
Wow, the music industry isn't as sweet as we all think it is. Did you learn something today? I know I did. Thanks so much for joining us here at BC Encore. Until next time, this is Sherise Wenzel.